These two guys have Minnesota sports flowing in their veins. Mackey and Judd on Score North and ScoreNorth.com.
Write it down. You like writing things down. Write this down.
Gentlemen, welcome in to the most innovative and potentially career-damaging segment in all of sports media. This is Write That Down on Mackey and Judd, the OG version here. We have a football version on Purple Daily. We're the only show in America that actually keeps track of our predictions with statistics every single week. So we'll get into the predictions. We'll get into the accountability session here. But a huge thank you to you guys, the audience. We asked you on Monday, hey, can you help us raise at least $10,000 for our Power of Sports auction here, benefiting the Courage Kenny Rehabilitation Institute? You've helped us raise over, I believe, $11,000 in the first 2.5 days. So thank you for that. I just want to point out at scorenorth.com/bid, we still have a bunch of amazing items up for bid, experiences, hanging out with us in suites, autographs, all sorts of fun things. There are still several Twins executive suite tickets available, or you can come and hang out with Judd and myself for the, I believe it's the September 23rd game against the Angels, Shohei Ohtani in town. And this is an area of Target Field you do not get access to unless the Twins grant you access. So we're going to be hanging out in their executive balcony for, I believe it's a day game too. All the details are at scorenorth.com/bid. And you can get into $150 for these tickets. All the money benefits Courage Kenny Rehabilitation Institute. And Judd and I are looking forward to hanging out with you in a few weeks in that suite. So get on in there.
It's going to be a ton of fun. And again, I will say this. I want the ability for us to make one roster move. From the executive balcony, where decisions, by the way, are constantly made. So this would not be the first, right? I'm sure
decisions on injured pitchers are made up in the executive balcony suite.
I'm sure when Falvey is I got to make a really tough decision and the ballpark is empty and he goes out to the executive balcony and takes a deep breath and contemplates life. That's where I want to make one decision.
Yes.
One decision.
Let's make a phone call. We'll get Dave St. Peter on the horn. Can we all make one roster move? That's all we want.
Just send a guy to St. Paul. Let's just do something fun.
Can we fire someone? Let's fire someone from the executive balcony. It'll be great. Just some random, some stadium worker, just to flex your power. Judd Zolgad, you're fired. That's right. It's the executive balcony.
I wouldn't fire a stadium worker. If I was granted that power, it would be a lot higher than a stadium worker.
But scorenorth.com/bid for you to check out the items. And there's buy it nows. There's items to bid on. You can also just donate. So thank you all. Here's how Write That Down works. 3 predictions from everybody each week. They must be quantifiable. We keep track of batting averages and home runs. And listeners, if you want to participate, you can send Declan a message through the Score North app. Our guy Doug is about to jump in and be a guest listener predictor. But let's get to the accountability session here. Judd, you had nothing come off the board.
Wow.
Congratulations. Unscathed.
Yeah.
I had 2 things come off the board. I said Royce Lewis would hit a single in his first plate appearance back with the Twins. I think it was his second plate appearance.
Yeah, that's a bad beat. You came very, very close.
Yeah. And then I said Byron Buxton would cross the 100 games played mark before September 1st. I believe that is now he's played 85, but I believe that's now mathematically impossible. He tried his hardest. Listeners had nothing come off the board. Declan, I think, Brooks Lee had been kind of struggling to collect any hits with the Saints the first week. You said he'd have a multi-hit game specifically on Wednesday when you were in the stadium to watch, and he did. He had 2 hits. It's not a Jim Thome bomb off the top of the flagpole, but it's a Joe Mauer home run in the sort of.
I was going to say that bounced back on the field there.
It's a flower pot shot, and
I think it's a home run though. I think it's a home run.
Yeah,
he had a triple, and then to be honest, he extended that last single into a double, got thrown out going to second. Obviously, still counts as a single. So luckily, I kind of backdoored my way a little bit into this, but
so he's not very fast, is what you're saying. He's a disappointment already.
No, he's fast. He just made he just got hosed from the outfielder.
Oh, I think
glad to see that's a home run.
Looked like he had a sore hamstring to me.
Are you
in
bitter?
The basket.
Are you
lands
bitter?
in the basket at Wrigley Field. I'm just saying I'm not sure it was a home run myself.
Oh, I know why you're bitter.
Judd, maybe you should worry about your own batting average dropping almost down to 300 while Declan's rises You had a 100-point lead on everyone, and now it's down to like 20. Judd's at 307, Declan 286, listeners at 250, and I'm hitting. Judd, you have.
No one should be proud of these stats, by the way. Nobody should be proud. No one should be haughty.
I'm at 194, by the way. It's the worst season of my write that down career. I don't have any ability to make correct predictions here, which the audience figured anyways. Yeah. Judd, you have 6 home runs, Declan with 4, listeners with 2. I also have 4 home runs on the season.
You're playing for your job. You're predicting for your job right now, dude.
It's bad. Declan, all-time, leading with a 370 career batting average. Judd with 281 career hits, leads everyone. Listeners with 44 career home runs. Leads everyone. All right, let's get Doug in here. Dougie McDougerson coming in here. Doug, so you were in Dubai, now you're in Chicago, going back to Dubai, and you just carry Minnesota sports angst with you everywhere you travel internationally, or what?
Yeah, it's worse. I'm born and raised in Minnesota, and I've lived in Dubai the last 13 years. I'm here in Chicago for a wedding, and I visited some family and friends in Minnesota, then back to Dubai August 22nd. So, but I'm happy to be on the show, guys.
Oh, not even distance, halfway across the world can separate you from Minnesota sports failures.
Right. I watched them through midnight, 1 a.m., 2 a.m. Saints playoff game, the last one they won. I was jumping up and down by myself at 4 a.m. in my so that's my life, but it's still, yeah.
So do you watch like Vikings games and stuff? Do you watch every Vikings game at a weird hour, or do you sleep and then like wake up in the morning? Because people probably aren't going to spoil it for you in Dubai, right?
No, I stay up. They usually start at the Kirk Cousins noon games are 9 p.m., 10 p.m. for me.
Oh, okay.
Prime time.
Watch those. And then the Sunday night footballs are rough. They're like 5 a.m., but I can get up and watch those too. So it's I can get every game. So it's great. I keep up.
Yeah.
Nice.
So it's the mid-afternoon games, like the 3 o'clock Central Time games that are probably the worst because that's like 1 o'clock.
A little brutal. So. Yeah.
So we're going to start with Doug, over to Judd, Declan, back to me. We'll make 3 trips around the room, 3 predictions. So Doug, you're
Write this down.
You're up, man. What's your first prediction?
Okay. So I had to make precise legal language. I know this show. No Viking running back this year will individually score more touchdowns than the following 6 players score this year individually. JJ, KJ, TJ, Addison, Thielen, and Cook. I said it. Those 6 players. I'm going
Wow.
Okay.
Out of the team. So that's my.
And does that include that no Vikings running back? Does that include rushing and receiving touchdowns?
Or allow that to be included? I'll allow that to be included. They won't. I don't see that happening either. So yeah, I said it. So is that a touchdown? I want a horse trade on this. If it's not, I want to get that up to a touchdown, or camel trade, as the case may be.
I think you're saying that all 6 of those players will have more touchdowns than.
That's a lot.
I think,
Madison.
Sure.
Yeah.
I think that's a touchdown. And with injuries and stuff, like if Dalvin Cook gets hurt, or like there's so many variables that would make this incorrect. That has to be a touchdown.
Thank you.
I like it. Dex, are you good on that?
I have JJ, KJ, TJ, Thielen, and then who else but Cook?
Madison and Cook. Dalvin Cook. Yeah, Dalvin Cook. I'm going to be that bold.
Okay.
And well, there were 6 of them though. KJ.
Yeah.
KJ, JJ, TJ.
I don't know. I've never noticed that before, but when I was writing it down, Addison, Thielen, and Cook.
Yep.
There you go. It. Okay. We got all that.
Write this down.
Okay, Judd.
All right, I'm going to back up my prediction that we, I think, all disagreed on, or you 2 disagreed with me a couple of days ago. Pablo Lopez will be the Twins starter in their first playoff game.
Okay.
So I think you 2 sided with Sonny Gray a bit. Royce and I are going with Pablo. I'm going with Pablo Lopez.
Let's do it.
Write this down.
Let's do it. That would make sense. He's probably the best pitcher, but I still think there's a bulldog quality to Sonny Gray. I wouldn't fight either one of those. Dex?
Let's go with this one. Judd, take your headphones off, please.
Oh, we're coming out of the gate.
Turn it down too. Hold on.
Are you making 3 Judd predictions?
No, I wish. I thought about this. So I'm gonna mute Judd's mic too. I don't trust him. So Judd was on a Twitter rampage yesterday in his classic fashion over Bally Sports North, and I've technically missed a few of these already, but I want to hit. Judd will mention or at Bally Sports or BSN, because he also did the acronym a few times yesterday, at least 3 times between now and next week's. Write that down. And by the way, I'm going to quantify this. He can't mention individual people. So if he mentions Bramer or Morneau in a tweet, that does not account for this.
It'd be like BSN. Okay.
Yes, he has to mention Bally Sports or BSN in at least 3 tweets on X between now and next week's. He mentioned them like 7 times, I feel like, yesterday or something in a combination.
That's great.
So did I burn some of them? I don't know. But I still think, knowing Judd, how angsty he gets over Twins games, he will mention that a lot. So he'll mention Bally Sports BSN at least 3 times.
Okay. Judd, you can come back. Come on back.
Let me just mic here.
Let's make sure. Okay.
There you go.
Can you hear us now? You good?
Mm-hmm.
Can you hear us? Okay.
Mm-hmm. Can hear you fine.
Let's see if this comes off the board here. Let's see if he triggers the prediction. No? Okay. Look, it could happen at any time. You never know when people make show-related predictions on here.
If I could only read lips. If I could only read lips, I'd know exactly what he predicted.
I think it was pretty easy to read his lips, but I don't think, even if you read his lips, I don't think it would stop you from. I think you would knowingly still do it and give Declan the point. Is what I think would happen.
Well, soon find out.
Yeah.
Or maybe
not
not soon.
Write this down. Write this down.
Write it down. You like writing things down.
The Minnesota Twins will sweep their wild card series against whoever they play.
Oh boy.
They will
told you not to do
sweep
drugs.
their wild card series.
I told you
2
don't
games
start doing
to
drugs.
none.
Wow.
Extra day of rest to prepare for the division series against the
you
Texas
never,
Rangers.
You never
or whoever it
learn.
is.
You always get way too hotty.
So I'm already on the record saying they're going to win a playoff game. I'm now telling you they're going to sweep their first round series.
Wow.
With one of the best pitching staffs in the American League.
Like,
dude, that lineup last dude, Matty Wallner getting a curtain call last night.
This poor guy comes on the show from Dubai.
Hey, Phil Mackey live at Target Field here.
Yeah, why don't you sign up for the Bally's team where Dick Bramer is now saying he's mocking the Joey Gallo mockers.
All right, Doug looks like he's going to jump out the window here.
So he's going to puke.
Yeah, I'm hurt. I felt like a slug in the gut hearing that. 0 for 18. I've been wounded by that team so badly, but I hope you're right.
2-0 starting this season.
Okay.
Let's start a new streak. 18-0.
Okay.
Let's go. No? Okay. All right, back to Doug for your second prediction.
Okay. The 2023 Vikings. When you add at the end of the year, the regular season, their total points against plus total points for, they'll have the highest combined total in the NFL.
Oh, wow.
I'm saying I'm implying a shootout team, but that's my call. Now, I want to go back to horse trading or camel trading with you guys for a touchdown. Will you give it to me as a top 3?
So you're saying top 3 for points scored and
add them
points allowed?
Collectively.
Points allowed and points scored. Add them together.
I see.
What's your level? So I'm saying a lot of points allowed, a lot of points scored.
Yeah. I think no matter, if you were to come on here and say almost anything about a team being top 3 in something, it would be a touchdown. Like if you said they're going to be a top 3 offense or a top 3 defense, or I would say if you're telling us that they're going to be one of the 3 biggest shootout teams, highest scoring games, I would say that's a touchdown.
Okay, top 3. Good. So you combine them, they're not individual. Yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
Are you guys good with that?
Yep.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. I could see that very much being the case.
Camel trading.
I
love it.
All right, back to Judd here for your second prediction.
All right, I'm going to go with a little bit of Sky Yuma Kool-Aid here, okay?
Oh, here we go. Let's go.
A little Fleckonian Kool-Aid. The Gophers will rank in the top 100 in average pass attempts per game this season. Just to contextualize that has never happened in PJ Fleck's 6 years. They have been 124, 106, 111, 105, 127, 126. So it sounds like a small bar to clear, but it actually is something they've never done. So the Gophers, Declan, will rank in the top 100 in the nation in average pass attempts this season. They're going to throw the ball.
I love how that's the initiative
AK
here.
is going to throw the ball.
There's going to be a game and wait. Okay, you know what? All right. I have Dex, you go first, but I'm going to count. I'm going to counter Justin.
Counter.
Okay. All right.
You guys are countering me a lot today.
Let's write this one down. I saw Joe Ryan through a bullpen. It sounds like he actually might be pitching for St. Paul within the next week. Maybe old Dex Sweets returns again to CH Field. Another Saints scouting report on Joe Ryan. But write this down. Joe Ryan will return to the Twins starting rotation in August. And in his first start, he'll strike out at least 7 batters.
Okay.
So I think he comes back in August. And in that first start, he shows he still has some strikeout ability. He'll strike out at least 7 batters. Write it down.
Okay. Yeah. And if that happens, it means he probably didn't give up 5 home runs in the first 2 innings. So
Write this down.
Be pretty good. Okay, write this down. Despite the initiative to throw the ball more, the Gopher football team will run the ball at least 35 times against Nebraska in the opener. Now, could they run 80 plays and throw the ball, 45 times, whatever? Okay, I don't know. But they're going to – I don't buy it. PJ Fleck has run the ball more than any other college except Army, Navy, and Air Force.
Till now.
The last 4 years.
Here comes the aerial circus.
Yeah.
AK.
I don't know.
The Flex circus is in town.
I think he's going to see a couple incomplete passes early and be like, no, we're pounding the rock 35 or more times.
Write this
All right.
down.
Okay.
Write it down. By the way, is that a home run if that happens? Hey, we're gonna throw the ball over the yard.
No,
Doug's saying
no, that's not.
I don't
Doug,
think so.
I'm with Doug here. Totally.
Then I might as well lower it to 30 if that's the case. But I'll stick with 35.
It's at 35. Just wow,
It's already out there. It's fine.
Write this down.
It's fine.
just because your ear hurts.
It is. I mocked TJ Hawkinson for 3 straight days, and now I have the same ear infection, I'm pretty sure. So really excited for the rest of these podcasts today with headphones bearing down. This is a Michael Jordan flu game performance happening right now. Right.
Everything cannot
You guys
be
are going to
Michael
tell
Jordan.
all your kids and grandkids.
Yeah. Everything cannot be a Michael Jordan flu game.
Today is. All right, Doug, what's your third and final prediction?
Yeah.
Write this down.
Before I get it rushed off after my third one, I want to tell you guys that I listen to you all the time. I drive an hour and 20 minutes to Abu Dhabi. I play your show, and I'm driving through the desert screaming Fred Smoot's name over and over again in Random Viking, and I'm also saying, Judd, you're muted. I just wanted to say that.
Even in Abu Dhabi, they know I'm muted.
I know you're muted. I beat Declan to it. I go, Judd, you're muted. You're muted, and I'm saying that in the car.
We should hire you.
Desert, which is I don't know what people think of that.
Didn't Fred Smoot get arrested last week or over the weekend?
Yeah, he was apprehended for, I think, failure to pay child support.
He was the
Okay.
king.
Turn himself in.
He made the Love Boat happen. He was the driving force of the Love Boat. But that's how I remember him. All right,
2/3 of the world is covered by water, and the 1/3 of the world is not covered by his child support payments. Apparently, maybe that's the new slogan. All right,
Last
Doug, what's
one.
your third?
Vikes win a playoff game. That's it. Vikes win a playoff game. I'm not saying they're going to win the Central. Saying they're going to win a playoff game. Khalas. That's it, as they say in Arabic. Khalas. Vikes win a playoff game.
All right, I like it. This is great stuff here from Doug, international Doug. What? Who would you like to thank that helped you get to this pinnacle moment in your life, appearing on?
Yeah.
Write that down with Mackey and Judd.
Thanks. I'm exactly Judd's age, so I want to thank. We're a family Vikings group of fans. So my mom, dad, brothers, sisters, nieces, and nephews have all watched the games together in a crowded den. My little nephews cried in 2003 on the Cardinal loss on the last throw when Allen went, no, that one. They had their little helmets on and the little purple jerseys. So I want to thank all them for being with me and my other big Viking fan friends, Chip Blackwell, Scott Ryle, David Deacon. We all are, and all the Vikings fans out there, I feel your pain. I followed the team. I'm a historian like Judd. I've read every book, know everything about the team. So I want to let the Vikings fans know that we'll get to the promised land. That's what I say. So,
Awesome, man.
and thanks for having me on. I listen to you guys all the time. You're great.
Doug, thank you, man. Great work.
Appreciate it, Doug.
And enjoy the season as much as you can. Safe travels, man.
Thanks, guys.
All right. Great stuff from guest listener predictor, Doug.
Get some Arabic, too. Halas. He's
You writing
exactly
that
right.
down? You writing that
Yeah.
down?
Well, in fact, I went and looked, and halas in Arabic is used to say that's it, it's done, or I'm done with this. So halas would apply to the Vikings in the playoffs, the Twins in the playoffs, the Timberwolves anytime, and the Wild in the playoffs. But beyond that, we're fine. No problems
Yes.
at all.
Halas, we're done very quickly. Mostly just a first round exit.
Yes.
Teams. A shout out real quick to our friends at Summit Orthopedics. So if you guys are suffering from any sort of pain, I don't think they can help with my current ear infection situation. But if it was like joint pain or, neck, back, ankle, whatever it is, no referrals are needed. Same day appointments. If you're really hurting, walk-in orthopedic urgent care is available 7 days a week starting at 8 a.m. 25 locations across the Twin Cities. You can learn more at summitortho.com. Also, we have expanded our scorenorth.com/shop with amazing collectibles. So if you go to scorenorth.com/shop, you'll see the merch wing, and then you'll see the collectibles wing. And right now, available to straight up purchase. Yep, the Justin Jefferson spotlight catch framed signed picture of him one-handed catch against the Bills last season, framed at the exact moment the ball is hitting his hand and signed by Justin Jefferson. Oh, they just sold out. I refreshed this. See, this is what happens, you guys. This is what happens. People are jumping on these. We got Harrison Smith signed jersey, Jordan Addison signed jersey, Justin Jefferson signed jersey. There's a Miracle on Ice signed and framed nameplate with all the players in the photo.
Cousin
Eddie.
Randy
from Christmas Vacation. That's a signed robe right there, or at least a framed picture of him in a robe, signed. So all these things available and more at scorenorth.com/shop. Use the promo code SCORE to save 10% on all products site-wide, thanks to our friends at Universal Sports Auction. So check it out. All right, Judd, are you ready for your third and final prediction?
Write it down. You like
I am indeed. So it's supposed to warm up a lot here on the weekend, but there's been a little chill in the air of late, and the chill in the air makes me think of only one thing, and that is the start of hockey season. So write this down. Connor Bedard will score 30 or more goals for the Blackhawks in his rookie season. Connor Bedard, who is a generational talent, first overall pick in the draft by the hated Chicago Blackhawks, 30 or more goals for Chicago this season.
Chi-Town, the Hawks.
The Blackhawks at some point soon are going to get good again.
Yeah, they bottomed out embarrassingly for a few years. It was worth it. What, 3 Stanley Cups?
Oh, yeah. God, yeah. Exactly. It's a Zolgad plan.
All right, Declan, what's your third one?
All right, I'll make a Game 1 starter prediction as well. Write it down. Sonny Gray will start Game 1 for the Twins in a playoff series. Actually, let me rephrase that. The wild card series, because I could technically backdoor my way into it if they, go to the ALDS or something and it lined up that Sonny goes for Game 1. But I want this for the wild card series. Sonny Gray will start Game 1 of the wild card series for the Twins.
I like the competing predictions here. This is great.
Yeah, write that down. Me too.
All right, write this down. I don't know. You tell me if this is a home run or not. I think Royce Lewis is going to have a 3-hit game or more at some point before next week's. Write that down.
Okay.
A 3-hit game or more. It's rare.
It's rare. Yeah. I mean, you get 7. You know what? They get 7 tries at it, maybe 6. I don't know what their off days are, but I think that's good enough.
Okay.
Yeah.
Little 3-knock game for Royce Lewis at some point in the next week. So, okay.
Write that down.
I know you got to fly here in 5 minutes. Can we squeeze in a random Minnesota athlete of the week here? We don't want you to be late for joint practice.
No, and I don't want to be late because the fans need to know exactly what is transpiring. But yes, I've got a random athlete done. So explain the rules and we'll go.
Okay, so here's what we do. We have Judd, in this case, Judd. It's losers out, and Judd hasn't won in like 3 months here, so he's struggling. So he'll give clues. Need to
even say this. I'm just giving the clues. Okay, there's no need to bash me. I know, but I don't need to hear that. I'm a man.
Judd's last win was Brent Burns about 3 months ago.
Good Lord.
Ramon Ortiz, Casey Blake, Alexi Casilla, and Danny Heatley are the most recent random Minnesota athletes. It's Judd's turn to give out clues. Declan and I will compete against each other. 3 incorrect guesses each until we're out. I have 7 correct. Declan has 5. Judd has 3 since we launched Random Minnesota Athlete of the Week here. So, Judd, the clues out.
We're going to be dealing with a twin. So we're staying in the world of baseball, which I think is probably the most competitive thing that we could possibly do. I feel like Declan, if it's a hockey player, has a huge advantage. If it's a Wolves player, Phil does. A Twin is.
We should handicap it so that if it's hockey, you give me like 3 clues before and then Declan has to put his headset on after. We could do it that way.
That could be fun.
I sort of like that. Okay, this former Twin hails from Malden, Massachusetts. Malden, Malden, Massachusetts. He played college baseball at Florida. He was a Gator.
Chop, chop.
This former Twin was a 9th round pick by the Twins. So he was drafted by the Twins in the 9th round. He went on to play for the Twins and the Houston Astros. This former Twin retired at the age of 30. I'm getting choked up. Retired at the age of 30 after playing for the Tigers AAA team. So he never played for the Detroit Tigers, but he ended his career in their organization playing for their AAA team. Which at the time was based in Toledo.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. In 4 seasons with the Twins, this player slashed .233, .307, .345, 19 home runs, and drove in 104 runs.
Can you give that slash again?
Sure. .233, .307, .345.
Oh, God.
This former Twin hit a career-high 8 home runs in back-to-back seasons.
Luis Rivas.
No. Incorrect.
Massachusetts?
I don't know. I'll see you burning out a guess. Okay, I threw one out there.
Wow, it's getting personal, and I love it. Can someone please give Declan the buzzer? I mean, I feel like
Sorry.
Can somebody please just give him the buzzer?
Yeah.
Wow. Well, Declan was right about one thing. Well, yeah, Luis Rivas,
Never
much
know.
like Ramon Ortiz, didn't hail from Massachusetts. Hey, Rivas!
You drink wine coolers. You drink wine coolers, Rivas. You suck.
Someone could be born somewhere and live everywhere. I
Give me
don't
some
know.
dunking. Give me some dunks, Rivas. Give me some dunks. This former Twin was an infielder.
Oh, man. We don't really technically know the era yet. We kind of know the era, but...
Although not known for his bat, as evidenced by the slash line I provided you guys, his slash line in 6 World Series games, well, that was quite different. 412, 474, 647, a homer, and drove in 4 runs in 6 World Series games.
Oh, man. Okay. What? It's not that person. I got two Astro Twins, but it's not either one of them. It's not.
Okay, here's a good.
Oh,
good. Here's a. Yeah. Sorry. Go ahead.
No. Well, continue.
Okay. Here's a good clue. Those World Series games came as a twin.
Oh, you bastard. Okay.
Now.
I was also like 5. I mean, Declan wasn't born, but I was not conscious yet. So, holy cow. Is it Mike Pagliarulo? No.
No, it's not.
Oh. Scott Leyes?
No, it's not.
Declan's gonna win by default here.
Oh, I wonder if I should give you this clue. All right, I'll do it. I've never done this before. I'm going to give a clue based on Phil's 2 guesses and say this. Phil just guessed 2 players from the wrong World Series team.
God, it's now or neither one of us. Oh. This is tough. I think Declan's just hoping I guess wrong now.
After a lengthy absence from MLB, he was hired by the Pirates in 2009 to be their minor league field coordinator. And his son also played in the big leagues.
We might need initials. I mean, that would probably
hold on. Eventually a clue is going to.
Could you give a last name initial or a first name initial?
Well, I'll give you this clue. This former Twin is best known for an incident that did not take place on the field. This former Twin is best known for an incident that during his Twins career did not take place on the field, took place off the field.
I have a guess, but
This former Twin will not be inviting a certain Twins Hall of Famer who serves as a radio analyst.
Okay. Who was the
to Christmas anytime soon?
Who did he? I can't think of the guy's name.
His initials are SL.
Oh, Steve Lombardozzi. Lombardozzi. Okay.
Yep.
They got in a fight with Dan Gladden.
Yep.
That was, I think, you did Declan dirty with that one.
I don't know who that is.
You don't know who Steve Lombardozzi is?
I know the name, but that's not gonna. You could have given me 100 guesses and I wouldn't have gotten it right.
How do you feel about doing Declan that dirty, Judd? That was dirty.
I don't feel guilty at all. He's a well-known. His fight with Gladden. We've done segments on it.
We have talked about that. With
Gladdy.
Yeah, but Declan didn't produce. I don't think when we had Gladden on, I don't think Declan produced any of our radio shows.
No, but I feel like there's a certain responsibility to have an idea about who played on the World Series teams. That's right. 1965. I wasn't even born yet. You know what? I know.
Shots fired.
Zoilo Versailles, Don Mitcher, Harmon Killebrew, Rich Reese, Bobby Allison. I'm just saying.
Wow. Shots fired. You know, the world existed before 1990. Okay, Declan.
Yeah, I don't know that.
I feel like there might be some studying that should be done on Twins history tonight. I can give you an assignment to take home, perhaps. Greg Gagne, Steve Lombardozzi.
Greg Gagne.
Yeah, I know.
Greg Gagne would be a good option for Immaculate Grid at some point.
Replaced by
Dodgers, Royals.
Yeah, replaced by Tommy Herr, who also would be a decent Immaculate Grid guy. Phillies, Twins, Cardinals.
Boy, the tension right now. Declan's
I got no
tension
tension.
Right now. Judd is rubbing it in.
I got no tension. I got no tension here.
And I have 8 victories now. 8 victories now in random Minnesota athlete here, including 3
really
consecutive.
Well.
That's right.
You're doing really well. Well, you know what, though, Phil? This evens up my Danny Heatley route of like 3 weeks ago, where Declan got it after like 3 clues.
That's an example there where I should have had like a 3-clue head start.
Yeah.
And if it's Timberwolves, give the other person a 3-clue head start.
I sort of like this idea.
And then you come in with like a little bit less context. So, all right. So Declan will go study some Twins history, and Judd will go to Vikings practice here, and I will celebrate my victory here on random Minnesota.
He's going to be posting his videos today. That's going to be really tough.
You know what? I gave you Heatley. Come on, that was a layup.
We're going to post a bunch of videos of Judd edited clip
AJ.
looking like an idiot on social media.
Well, the screen grabs of late of me have been absolutely awful, so it's not been tough. Like these.
Amazing. All right, thanks for hanging out with us, you guys, and we'll see you tomorrow for a little reckless speculation Thursday.